Got what you need.
With him, it's all fun and games.
What more could you ask for?
Afternoons with Zwelly. On 947. Wake up with a bang.
Hey, wake up!
Anele and the club.
On 947.
From one topical person, Lizzo, to another topical person. Tembegile worships few people.
Yeah.
He just does, very few people.
Yeah.
There are few people in Tembegile's life who can't do no wrong. One of them is our lady there from Al Jazeera.
Oh, Folly Batty Bo.
Folly Betty Bo out there. I don't know how you feel about Christine Amanpour. How is she for you?
I like Amanpour, but she's been moving funny.
Okay.
But that's fine. That's my mama.
But the majority of these people are all in some kind of a news situation and an anchor or a documentary maker or something.
But I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar that Tembegile loves no one more than Wendy Williams.
Ah, there we go.
This is true.
Dude, in fact, you're the one who made me like Wendy Williams. I didn't dig her much. I was like, oh, whatever, she's always dissing Beyonce.
No, guys, true journalism.
Oh.
That's what the Wendy Williams show was on TV. What, 13 seasons, I think it was? Think about it. Wendy Williams was the only woman who could come out on TV, sit down for 20 minutes, speak directly
To the camera.
to the camera
To the
and
audience
an
at home.
audience, and people would watch at 10 a.m. in New York.
With a
just
cup
around
of
the world.
tea while she spills the tea.
And we'd watch her, we'd listen to her tell us about what she made for dinner in the middle of a celebrity story.
So for me, once I finally gave her a chance, I remember watching, and I'd watch her and I'd be like, she's actually as good as Oprah.
She's very, I think
Yeah.
it's also, there's method to her madness.
Yeah. So when we were given the chance that, oh my word, I can speak to Wendy Williams, it was wild for me because I was just like, what? You want me to
You get a chance to do
I
this?
get to, I was like, whoa. So when I spoke to her then, I told her that the 10th of April in South Africa is Wendy Williams Day. South Africans were a little upset with me, just a little.
Because you declared it on your own.
Yeah, let's just say I had to up my security. But either way, it is the 10th of April and it's not stopping me from repeating this interview on Anele and the Club.
Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
Hi, I'm Wendy.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Hi, I'm Wendy, and you're listening to 947.
How you doing? Me? Okay.
Another big interview with Anele and the Club on 947.
Thank you so much for availing yourself to speak to us. I think this is such a big deal,
Thank you.
I heard you say in one of your interviews is that you don't do vacations. For you, your house, your home is a vacation, right?
Yeah.
So then I watch, the biopic and I watch the documentary as well. And I think to myself, when all of this was happening, especially in, say, in the last 3 years, where did you go? Were you home or did you really go away on a vacation just to take a chill pill?
I think I went on one last vacation with my ex-husband,
Okay.
knowing that I was going to be divorcing, but I wanted to hold everything together for myself and my son. He had to get away to college before I could, yeah.
And so how did that holiday work out? Were you guys in the same room? Did everyone have separate rooms?
When we landed, unfortunately for him, and this is not talking out of school, unfortunately for him, he, when people rush to turn on their phones, and I'm sitting next to him in the plane, and I see that he's texting somebody. And so I said, who is that? He lied to me and said it was, somebody in our camp, I said, no, it wasn't. So the first 2 days, we were there for a week. We went to Turks and Caicos.
Okay.
And we had a private room with a clear floor. You could see the fish while you're laying in the bed. And, it was real. It was a real romantic time in theory, but it actually wasn't, because I knew when I got back, I had to really get busy. I mean, our son is 20, and I found him on the phone with the mistress. Yeah. And then when 9/11 happened, I said, okay, everything is going to be okay. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I can forgive him because now he knows how important family is, and people are dying in our city. But I couldn't do it.
Don't you get tired of being the strong woman? Because, I mean, looking at radio and TV, it's misogynist. I don't know why people think that the whole sexism of TV and radio has miraculously disappeared.
I have to be strong. I have to be strong for me first, and because who's going to take care of me? And I have to be strong for my son to teach him when you do get ready to get married, and he wants to get married, but he says, Mom, not until I'm 40.
Good.
And I'll start dating for the purpose of marriage when I'm 37. And I'm like, oh, okay, so what are you going to be looking for? He said, well, somebody like you. Oh my God. I was like, oh my gosh, really? I just am who I am. And I used to be scared to do that, even on the radio, until you finally just say, oh my gosh, I'm here every day. It's too much to lie and be somebody else. And then I get a phone call about, the show. And I was like, oh gosh, another meeting where somebody wants to put me on TV. They're going to want me to act like they want me to act. They told me they want me to be exactly who I am. And honestly, their whole idea was daytime needs a Black woman on TV. So let's find, the best one. And of course, the first thing you do is you look in the number one market. They said, we want Ask Wendy. We want the gossip. We want, that giggly thing that you do.
In South Africa, on the 10th of April, I'm so excited for this. On the Lifetime channel, we're going to be watching, Wendy Hot Topics, as well as right afterwards the docu. I know the entire country, we like doing one big, mass watching thing, and we're going to push it everywhere, right? So we're planning one big country stop. It's Wendy time, right? So what I'm looking forward to is, you said that after getting divorced and then after dating, you realize that you're not a girlfriend, you are a wife. And I'm so enticed by that statement. Why do you say that?
Well, there's nothing wrong with being a girlfriend, but girlfriends are temporary. Girlfriends also can't, share your insurance. And there's a whole legal thing there as well. But don't change my name to his name. He's got to understand that. He's got to have his own everything, his own money. He's got to have his own secured position. He preferably he was divorced, as opposed to never been married. His children have got to be grown. Like, I'm not trying to be a stepmother. I don't even want to see the kids. But I am definitely the loyal wife person.
Timbigile?
When you have time, look up Wendy Williams on YouTube, because she was telling you about when she decided she was going to leave the husband. So he was cheating with Sharina Hudson. And then Wendy sat in the purple and just said, welcome to Hot Topics, Sharina Hudson.
So on her own daily talk show,
said her
she
name.
called out her husband's mistress.
Well, she said, welcome to Hot Topics, Sharina Hudson, driving around in my car in a house that I paid for.
Wow.
And then she said to the baby, good morning, Journey, because the husband impregnated the mistress.
Guys, Wendy Williams is many things, but she's definitely wild. The W in Wendy stands for wild. We've got a part 2. I don't know if we kept this in, but during the course of the interview, and we'll hear with the second part, she stopped and she said to me, she says, you do radio. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I can hear the way you ask your questions.
Oh.
That's how good she is that she can identify where your skill set lies.
What you actually do
and
for a
what you
living.
actually do for a living.
Because she was a radio girl first.
Yeah.
She was on radio for, I think, over 20 years before the TV show.
Wendy Williams, part 2 on the way. It's Wendy Williams Day. I said it.
Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
Hi, I'm Wendy.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Hi, I'm Wendy, and you're listening to 947.
Me? Okay.
Another big interview with Anele in the club on 947.
I love the partnership that happened with you and Lifetime about, they would guide you and say, no, don't put that in. That's a waste of time. Rather put this in.
Yes.
When you finally watch the final product, what parts were difficult for you to watch?
The whole thing was difficult to watch because, first of all, every girl knows Lifetime. And then, I had a couple of miscarriages, but, they showed me miscarrying and then me finally having Kevin and then me having to plot and plan my life. And I kept looking in the mirror and saying, I can't believe you made it. I can't believe you made it. I've been in beefs with almost everybody on the radio at one point or another, from Fat Joe to, the panel on The View. Like, I go to The View and they're like, I'm just like one of the girls. And I say, I can't believe this is a show that I watched as a fan. And now I'm here, but not like a regular guest, like Wendy's here. Judge Judy. Judge Judy is a big deal. And she whispered to me that she and her husband both watch. And I said, oh my gosh. I said, Judge Judy, I can't believe that I'm sitting with you here on the couch. She said, Wendy, you will be able to do this until you don't want to anymore.
She's right.
You're sharp, you're smart, you're beautiful, the whole bit.
Do you think there's anyone out there that owes you an apology? Because the world would like to think that Wendy's the one who owes people apologies, because that's Wendy, right? Let's flip it around. Do you think there's anyone that owes you an apology?
No. In the documentary, there's a particular old radio boss that fired me. And now he and I are friends. The answer to your question is no. I don't think anybody owes me an apology. I'm just saying it the way I see it.
In every interview that I've watched, and they speak about men and dating, and you said men don't hit on you, men are intimidated by you. But in most of the interviews I've watched, there's guys there and they're hitting on you and you can't pick up on it.
Oh, please. I've been reasonably attractive all of my life, even before, the show, even before liposuction, breast implants and all that stuff. I've never had a problem with men as far as boyfriends and stuff like that. That's why when girls complain to me, like, where are the men? They're everywhere. If you lower your mask and give them a smile and, bat your eyes, then they know it's okay. Come on over. Hi, I'm Wendy. Do you want to take me for dinner? I'm free tonight at 7. I'll meet you at the restaurant or whatever.
Well, look, thank you. Like I say, 10th of April is Wendy Day in South Africa. We're looking forward to it. And I'm really so glad these two projects happened for you, because I don't know if you went to therapy or anything, but I feel like this is your therapy. We absolutely love you. Please stay as talented, consistent, daring, fearless, beautiful as you are. We're going to support you forever. Forever.
Thank you so much. Everyone have a wonderful day. And I can't wait for April 10th.
And today is April 10th.
There we go.
There we go. Wendy Williams. How are you doing? I'm pretty sure you can still go find it on Lifetime. It'll
all be there.
They'll
You'll
loop,
find it.
loop those movies, because I know there's a Whitney one, there's a Wendy one. There was another one that I watched. They've just got Lifetime, like little biopics on everyone. I'm trying to think. What's the other one that I watched? Tony Braxton. There we go. So all those, like, our celebs, they are celebrated on Lifetime. So check it out.
I'm just impressed with you. Can I be honest?
Yes.
Because you came up with this lie and now you're sticking to it.
Of course.
It's Wendy Williams Day. It's South Africa.
Can I tell you something, Frankie? I am nothing if not consistent,
That's what
my
I'm
friend.
saying.
Say goodbye now.
Back to making your morning.
Anele and the club.
I love this show. On 947.